Yeah, that pause bullshit don't work. Yeah, a little slice of land that costs you up the ass in the big city. Like you see those vacant lots that be in the big city, where like they done destroyed the building and cleared it out, and they got a fence up there, and then maybe it's the size of a house. We could maybe build a house there, or put a storefront or another brick building or something there. Those kind of things cost money. That costs money, and it's right there next to the sewer. But then in the city, you got the sewer, the electrical, and all that shit's right there. And then if you buy a piece of land out in the rural area, like out in the woods and shit, you see what I'm saying? There's a difference. Or if you want to buy some land near a beach, like beachfront property and all that kind of shit, or lakefront property, that shit costs money, man. They're gonna charge you much more. Taxes are gonna be higher and everything. That shit costs, man. People don't be realizing when you hear people talking about they got land. They got all kind of land. You could buy land out here in the desert. Why wouldn't they sell you land out in the desert? That's damn near like selling the Eskimo ice cream. Selling the Eskimo ice. See what I mean? Come on, man. They give you land. The government will give you land. Don't you pay them some tax for it? You just gotta know the rules of the land. I've been looking at this shit for a long time, and I wound up with that property in the Bronx, and I did good there. If I didn't do good there, I wouldn't be doing all right out here. And I'm glad I've had my little eBay hustle going on, because that's keeping my car rolling. It's keeping food on my table. It's keeping a roof over my head. And it's keeping clothes on my back. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? That's all I fucking need, man. And I'm good. Some place to eat, sleep, and shit. It really doesn't matter where, to be honest with you, but I would really like to be by some water. And I don't give a fuck about no hurricanes and all that. I don't. I want to buy a piece of land and I could put some, not a trailer, but a manufactured home on it. I could put a manufactured home on it, because to get a well and to and propane. A lot of people talking about they got these big houses in the country and this and that. They be having fucking wells in a leach field. Then you got a septic tank, where your shit goes and your water goes, and you got to dig a well. And then you got to rig that up to run into your house and into your hot water tank and all that. I mean, it's water and whatever. From underground sources and shit, And that could cost you a lot of money just to dig it. Then there may not be no water there. See what I mean? So a motherfucker come out there and do a test to see if there's water, and there may not be no water there. There may not be no water table. They call it a water table, and because they could go through certain grades of, earth to get down into where the water's at. You gotta go through like bedrock. That shit's all you need a fucking You need a machine to do that. You need somebody with a big ass machine. That shit's about 3 stories fucking high. About 3 stories fucking high. And that drill bit as long as like that. You gotta add extensions on it. And that shit goes all the way down. You got like dirt. Then you got like some gravel shit. And you got some clay shit. And then you got fucking bedrock. And that's rock. And so you need some kind of drill that's gonna drill through a fucking rock. Then once you get past that bedrock, the water's down there. Then you gotta get all this pumping unit. It's all the kind of shit you gotta get. That shit costs like thousands of dollars. And then you ain't gonna have no gas. You got to go to nearest town and I guess buy a couple of canisters of propane. See what I mean? If you want to cook, you buy propane to cook with. You could have that hooked up to a stove, and like a regular stove, you'd be inside a fucking house. You turn the stove on, it comes on. You don't give that shit could last a month, 2 months, depending on how much you fucking use it. You get a couple of those and keep one for a spare, I guess. And then you hook one up to the house. Like you see out in the country, you see that big tank on side of somebody's fucking house. Or they could hide it and put it in like some kind of like a, no, you hide garbage cans. Some people don't see garbage cans in front of your house, like in the city. And it's like a box with a lid on it. You flip it up. You could hide it in something like that. Right by the kitchen where the kitchen's at. And run it through the basement, up through the floor, into the stove. There should be a connection in, underneath the place if you got a basement. You might even have a basement. Like a crawl space. Hook it up through there. Some shit like that. Or through the side of the fucking house, or whatever. Then you gotta have a septic tank. Like where's all your shit gonna go and piss? You gotta have a septic tank. That same water that you get out the well, all that water is running into the house, like the house you live in now or the apartment you live in. It's the same thing once you're inside. It's just a different way that it gets to your property. And it all does the same thing. But you still gotta buy the propane to use as gas. And you gotta still pay to have the water well drilled and built. Then you gotta have like a pump house type of a thing to pump the water to the crib. You understand? That's why in the country, in those places, you see people talking about an outhouse. Yeah, that shit's outside. You walk away from the house, you got a toilet bowl and all that in there, and you shit, and it goes into a tank. Like one of those porta potty type things. That's an outhouse. That's a portable outhouse. Like you see the guys on the construction sites with the porta potty. And then they got, some stuff in there where you got to go out to the outhouse. It's the same type of a principle, except they dig a big fucking hole in your property. Gigantic. And they put a fucking tank down there. Like a fucking little pool. Size of a fucking pool, I guess. And when you flush your toilet, yeah, it's gonna flush down into that thing. You gotta put chemicals in there so it could break the shit down and whatever else the toilet paper. That type of shit. And then I guess every 6 months, I guess, I don't really know. You gotta get the guy with the truck. The guy with the truck, he comes around and he pumps all of that shit out of there. Whatever, how many gallons it is, I don't know. He pumps it out of there. And then now, you just go on. So it's a little extra work. And then they said, well, how do you stay warm? You could use a gas heater, or you could just use it like a stove. Like I said, a pellet stove or a wood stove. Like you see those people, like you watching videos and you watching movies in different places and people out in the woods or whatever doing whatever. They got wood. That's what that wood is for. Literally, to keep your funky ass warm. And to keep a fire on. So you gotta you could buy the wood, or you could go out there and get your own wood. And you gotta use an axe and cut it. Cut the wood, put it in a wood stove or put it in the fireplace. Usually you got a stove in the crib. If you ain't got no children around, you have a stove in the fucking corner somewhere in the house. You could use these pellets. They got these pellet stoves. You buy these pellets from the store, or you just get your own wood. You gotta have a nice thing, and you fucking a nice. It's not a furnace, it's a stove. You open up the door, and you put the wood in there, and you light the shit, like how you do a barbecue or some shit. And then the way the air goes, you got a pipe going out the roof, and this shit, the draft comes in, and a down, up draft keeps that shit, blows it out the fucking chimney. Like in the fireplace. Same shit. You do that. You have to live that way. Any that you can't live, you just gotta live that way. You gotta keep your ass busy. You gotta keep you doing something. Is it worth the money? I don't know. I can't say, but it's best, I guess, to buy something near land. I mean, near utilities, where they got their own sewage lines. You know, where they got your own gas or electric. You know, so that's why come you gotta know where the fuck you buying your land at. What do you plan on doing? So what I'm trying to say is, the cheaper you want to live, the cheaper the land is going to be. If you're anywhere near a city or where there's power lines, you're going to be paying some money for that property. And they got sewage, you know. How do you know? You can see the storm drains on the side of the road. You can see the sewer cap where the shit goes. You understand? You see storm drains. You see where the shit goes. See, we got storm drains that it's not supposed to flood. So that's when you live in a municipality. But if you just live out in the fucking woods, literally, living in the fucking brush, the woods, you understand? There's nothing out there. You understand? Nothing. You're buying land where there's nothing. Out here they got desert. What are you gonna see? Some fucking cactus? And some plants? And some fucking dirt. They're talking about the desert. This shit ain't nothing out there. That shit is fucking dirt, man. That's some caliche ass fucking hard as hell fucking dirt. They ain't, when they say, oh, it's sand in the desert, it ain't like Arabia or fucking the Middle East. You know, even there where those people at, that's just dirt, man. No fucking sand. You seen those movies where you see motherfuckers walking in the desert, you know. It depends on where that desert is and what kind of desert it is. Out here, this desert is fucking red fucking dirt. There's a lot of copper in the soil, in the dirt. So you're buying a bunch of all the sand and like all this shit here. Like the sand in fucking Texas. Wherever. California is a fucking desert. If your people didn't know it or not. It's just got a seaboard right there. A seaboard is, you know, the end is the sea. That's the end of the United States there. It's the sea. Unless you're going to count Hawaii. That's way out there. In the water and shit by Japan. That's why Japan fucked up Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is a harbor in Hawaii. You see the motherfuckers there, they ain't fucking... That's Americans claiming that territory. That's fucking really over there where those fucking Japs are at, man. That's why you see the Hawaiians look the way they look. They Polynesian. They ain't really got shit to do with here. We just house that shit. It's like Guam. They're like Polynesian too. We just housed it. And said, that's just like Puerto Rico. It's fucking Spanish people, man. We just took it. You see what I mean? Couldn't take Haiti. Haiti's French. That's France shit. Couldn't take Dominican Republic. That's Spain shit. The Spanish shit, man. So you got different governments. You got different elite people. You got different families that run the world. It all doesn't come from fucking England. You got different families that run the fucking world. People keep blaming the white man. Yeah, the white man's the cause of the bullshit here and a lot of other places, but not everywhere. Now you see the white man trying to move his funky ass up into the Middle East. That ain't gonna happen. They ain't gonna let that shit happen. They trying to guard those Jews. They ain't gonna let that shit happen. Is that glass cracked? Let's see. Put no broken shit up to my fucking mouth. No, that's not cracked. That's my glass shit. Your guys better start drinking out of glass. Stop drinking out of plastic. And use metal. If you can use wooden forks, use that wooden forks and spoon. It's better than that plastic. Don't eat no with no plastic. Don't cook in plastic. Don't eat in plastic. Try to drink your shit inside glass or ceramic, like something that's glazed, like a coffee cup or something. Because you don't want those chemicals getting in your system. It's enough chemicals we ingesting anyway. I'm just rambling off about land and other bullshit. It's bored. It's boring, man. I done did so much bullshit in my life, man. Sometimes I sit here and say, well, I'm still here. And I don't go over the dumb shit I've been through. I look at some of this shit and some of these people, and I could make it through any place, man. I just want to really, I don't know. I want to get away from these people. I really want to get away from people and live by myself. And just live amongst the animals, maybe in the trees and the birds and whatever the fuck the animals, or whatever. I'll live off of fish. I'll go fishing every fucking day. Every day I have to. Fish and vegetables, man. It's like now. I've been eating pretty good lately. I still throwing a little bit of bullshit in there. I got like one bowl of cereal left. I put it in a Tupperware thing and put it in the refrigerator. And I got some jelly in there. That's when I'm talking about sugar. Got some jelly. I ain't eat no jelly in a month. In the Bronx, I had like this thing of jelly. That shit sat there for like fucking 5 fucking years. No, 6 fucking years. A little bit kind of like afraid of sugar, in a way. Kind of careful around with sugar. Because some years back, they said that I was like, I got sick off of energy drinks. And they said my blood sugar was high. They tried to convince me that I was pre-diabetic or diabetic and all this kind of shit. But I didn't feed into the fucking game. All I did was just back off the sugar. That's all I did. And I've been afraid ever since. It's like drugs. I don't use drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't smoke weed. I don't sniff coke. I don't pop pills. None of that shit to get high. Or pop ecstasy, acid, and all that other crazy shit. I don't do none of that shit. Had my little fun when I was younger. I know cigarettes and weed and drinking is no fucking good for you. It's common fucking sense. And you got these people contemplating about it and trying to condone it. It's bullshit is what it is. And people tell you you're going to die anyway. You're not supposed to die like that. You're supposed to die healthy. Everybody thinks you're supposed to die sick, get sick and die. That's not how you fucking live. That's how you're supposed to die. You're supposed to die healthy. You're supposed to make some kind of attempt to try to keep your health, to try to respect the life that the universe gave you. I'm not going to sit up here and say God, because people, when you say God, people think it's a man or something. What the universe gave you. You're supposed to respect that to a certain degree, the best you can. And if you can't do it, you got to ask the universe for help, which in people call God, for help. You know, you got to look within yourself. You got to soul search yourself. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. You're not missing out on anything. Trust me. You're not missing out on shit. As long as you know how to sustain your life, you good. You know, just conform to society to the degree where you got a roof over your head and some food in your belly. And whatever you can do. So, you know, shelter, room and board, man. You don't need a car. You don't need all this other extra shit. You just need some place to eat, sleep, and shit. Shower and shave or whatever. And you need some kind of hustle. Some kind of way to get money. That's all. To pay your way. You need some kind of way to get money to pay your way. Or else you're going to be subservient and let somebody else subjugate your ass. And I don't care who you go to. If you don't have shit, you come in with nothing, don't expect to get anything. I had a lot of fun when I was younger. I didn't start saving money till I always saved the money. But then for the rainy day. But then the rainy days are going to come. There's always going to come. You tell me a job that you didn't get let go of or you left. That's all of you motherfuckers did to have. There's only a few of y'all that's still subservient to someone, and as soon as you get ready to retire, they're going to get rid of you before that happens. They're going to find a way not to give you your retirement money. However they do it, they're going to do it. So you got to have some kind of way of having income. Even if you get the government money, you got to do something else. I don't give a fuck if you're getting a disability check, food stamps, and Medicaid or whatever kind of shit, whatever. Do something else. If you want more. Other than that, you know, you're good. You're living. You know. Got a place to eat, sleep, and shit, whatever. So a lot of people is good with that. Like a lot of people go to prison, in and out of prison, because that's, free room and board. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't worrying about no pussy. Women are women. That's all a woman is really good for. Is just to reproduce. That's all they're good for. That's the truth. So, of course motherfuckers are gonna go in and out of jail if they ain't got nothing else going for them. Missing no pussy. Most of the niggas in there ain't getting no pussy anyway. So, who cares? There's a lot of people making money today, free, and they ain't getting pussy. Or having a hard time getting laid, or whatever. Come on. You just being there with a lot of testosterone, and you better know how to stay strong, know how to fight, know your place, watch your back, keep your head on a swivel, and respect everyone. If you have any trouble, you go to the people who you've been respectful to and ask for their help. But then when you do that, you're going to need favors. You got to know how to blend in the community. Prison's another community. I ain't never been to prison. I've been to jail. A lot of times. But I've never been to prison. Like doing years and years in prison. I never did that. But I might have done years in jail. Which is stupid, man. And I've worked civil service jobs and everything after the fact because I've never been to prison. So now it's coming to the end game. I'm a middle-aged man pushing over the middle-age mark. So now I got to figure out a way to settle down. I don't want to settle in no woods where I got some hillbillies or some swamp niggas come and get me down in Florida. I got to move somewhere like in between. I don't want to be in the city. Okay? I don't want to be around roaches and rats and fucking criminals and worrying about getting knocked in the fucking head and all this other kind of shit. I don't want to be around that type of shit. But people saying, well, you're around it now. But this is light stuff compared to the Bronx. This is light shit compared to the Bronx. It's light stuff compared to New York City. And everywhere I go is light stuff compared to New York City. I just want to go to Florida where I know that there's Caribbean blacks. Spanish Caribbean blacks. Because these Mexicans ain't working really for me. You don't see no Mexican black couples out here. And I was in New York, in the Bronx, me and my girl, she was a Cuban Puerto Rican. You know, she was yellow looking, beautiful. She's older now. Her last name is Castro. Her name is Maria Castro, was her name. Beautiful woman, sweetheart, hard-working. She just liked to drink, man. And she's off of work. She loved to work. She's a workaholic, alcoholic kind of a chick. Loved to fuck. She's just too crazy, man. Good people, family's good people too. They crazy as fuck too. They from Brooklyn. And I don't know what she's expecting from me. As soon as things start going good, that's when people tend to start acting stupid. You know, as soon as things start going good for me, she started acting stupid. Like most of the time. You get in a relationship with a chick and say like she's doing a little better than you or doing better than you, as soon as you get on, they get kind of intimidated because they used to be, I guess in their mind, they think they running shit. She had said some dumb shit to me one time about taking care of me. I said, you never took care of me. You got to be out of your fucking mind. And she was saying some shit to me about I shouldn't have to pay. Damn, that's my other phone. I shouldn't have to pay rent and all this other dumb shit. I said, all you doing is paying the fucking internet. All you doing is paying the phone bill. Who's that? All you doing is paying the fucking phone bill. Who's this? So all you doing is paying the fucking phone bill. You crying about a phone bill. And then she played some, I don't know what the fuck Maria did, man. Maria, they followed her with that phone bill for a long, I think that phone bill was like $35 a month. This bitch tried to put this shit in my name, tried to get a phone in my name. She did a bunch, that's what she did, I think. Because there was an address. Because on my credit report, they got this address on there that was like up in this apartment that she lived in a block away from me after we broke up. She like moved across town, then she moved back close to me. And then this Andrews Avenue thing popped up on my credit report. I know that's Maria. She never admitted to it. Because I never lived there before. So, and I know there's nobody by my name that lived there. Come on, that's a fucking Spanish building. No niggas live in there. She never admit to it. She was trying to, I guess she did that to get the phone turned on. But I never seen none of that shit turn up on my credit reports or anything. But I'm gonna get off of here now. I gotta do my little research and I gotta do my eBay stuff. And I gotta list some stuff. Peace, y'all. It's just raining out. Let's see if we could see some light outside first. Because y'all guys looking in the dark before. It's cold and wet. It's still dark. Man, I'm going to leave this door open for a minute. Let some of this heat out. It's busy. I'll talk to you guys. Peace.